A man built 45 versions of the same spaghetti sauce, each one slightly different. A little more sugar, a little more salt, maybe a little thicker. He was not a chef, he was a scientist, and he was paid to find one specific number, the exact point where your brain can no longer say no. He found it, and it has been built into almost everything you eat today. That man was Howard Moskowitz. In nature, food is usually one thing or the other. An apple is sweet, but it has almost no fat. A steak is rich with fat, but there is no sugar in a steak. Almost nothing in the natural world combines high fat and high sugar at the same moment. Except one thing, breast milk, the very first thing you were ever built to want. So when you bite into a donut, your brain reads it as the richest food on earth. Fat and sugar together, the same signal as breast milk. That signal always meant one thing, eat as much as you can. In nature, that was safe. Fat and sugar were so rare you could never get too much, so your brain never built an off switch. Then someone figured out how to exploit exactly that. That someone was Moskowitz. He had a Harvard PhD in psychophysics, the science of how human cravings actually work. He had already proven it with sugar. For every person, there is a perfect amount. If it's too little, you crave more. If it's too much, you stop enjoying it. But right at the peak, at that one exact amount, you keep going back for more. He called it the bliss point. His insight was insultingly simple. If you ask people what they want, they lie. Not necessarily on purpose. They just simply don't know. So he stopped asking and started measuring. In the 1980s, a giant food company named Campbell's brought him in to save a failing pasta sauce called Prego. Food companies had always looked for one perfect recipe, the exact sweetness, thickness, spice, and chunkiness that everyone would love. So Moskowitz went looking for it. He made 45 versions of the Prego pasta sauce, fed them to thousands of people, and asked how much they liked each one. What he found was striking. People didn't share one bliss point. They split into clusters. Some wanted it plain, some wanted it spicy. A whole group nobody in the industry had even known existed wanted it extra chunky, which meant a company didn't have to find the one perfect product. They could engineer a product line, not one perfect sauce. A whole family of them, each one built to hook a different kind of person. That single insight is the reason your supermarket has 40 kinds of pasta sauce, 18 kinds of mustard, an entire aisle of breakfast cereal. The food you love didn't taste that good by accident. Someone designed it that way on purpose with a clipboard and a budget. The chunky sauce alone made $600 million, but the bliss point was the easy part. The harder problem was making sure you never put the bag down. Take a Cheeto, for example. It's engineered to dissolve almost the instant it touches your mouth. Someone spent real money getting it to disappear that fast, on purpose. A food scientist named Stephen Witherly studied this and gave it a name. He called it vanishing caloric density, a fancy way of saying the food erases itself before your brain even notices. When a food disappears in your mouth that fast, your brain quietly concludes you didn't eat anything, so it never tells you to